my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today let's talk about knowing when to give up in the talking phase. The talking phase could be amazing because it's kind of like that little bit of a sprinkle of honeymoon, a sprinkle of getting to know somebody, the sprinkle of this person really likes me, like the most, exciting point because it's something new. And who doesn't like to experience new things, especially when it's going in your favor, when you feel like it's going in your favor, right? Well, something I learned, and I'll be transparent with you all, something I learned was sometimes we get so addicted to that talking phase or to that honeymoon phase that we overlook a lot of red flags. And when that happens, you can find yourself being stuck in situations that end up being situationships, emotional situationships, physical situationships, whatever type of situationship it is. It's just something that you felt like was going in your favor, but in the end, that's all it ends up being. All it ends up being is you just being like a close emotional friend, an emotional bandage, or somebody to jump into bed with and maybe hang out with sometimes. So be really careful. Don't let your likes for that person and their attraction and whatever it is that makes you feel all fuzzy inside about this person, don't let that overtake the reality of who they are, what's going on in your relationship between one another, and whether or not they want the same things that you do. Because that was me. I had that happen to me on an emotional level because I was being told over and over by a person that they wanted to be with me and that life was just perfectly mapped out in their mind about being with me. But as time went on, it just didn't lead into anything. It just didn't, and it was like a year of, just emotionally attaching and even more and more and more just emotionally attaching to this person and then not getting what I wanted in the end, which was a relationship, commitment, and ultimately marriage. And I am grateful that I know better that you don't have to give your body to anybody in order for them to fall in love with you. That's the absolute truth. If a person want to be with you, they'll be with you regardless. They'll be with you regardless of if you got all your body parts or if you're missing some. They'll be with you regardless of your skin tone, of your hair texture, of the way you talk, of your education, of the money that you make. So stop thinking you have to be this perfect person and you have to be a sex goddess in order to get a man, because that's not true. Usually a man respects you more when you're just yourself. And if that's one of your standards, and it's truly one of your standards, not trying to manipulate him into being committed to you or to marry you, then he will sense that and he will respect that. And thus, in the end, he'll respect you even more than maybe he's respected any woman in his life before, because you're being genuine and he knows that you're serious about what you're saying that you want. You're not just saying it because it sounds good or because it's a fad that's going on. So when we're in a talking phase, we really have to be mindful that it's just a talking phase, that it's not your boyfriend, that it's not your girlfriend. You do not go into, go through the talking phase, pretending, which is what you're doing, pretending like you're that person's boyfriend or you're that person's girlfriend. If they had not said, if they had not asked you, ladies, would you be my girlfriend? Or fellas, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. If those words have not come out of their mouths, then you guys are not together. I don't care how much time you spend together. I don't care how much you make each other laugh, feel special, feel beautiful, feel handsome, feel, even if that person is just talking to you. And you may know that, like, everything I do is with this person. Everywhere we go is with this person. Sometimes people they're energy vampires. Some people just love your energy. Sometimes people just are selfish and they just feel like, I'm not in a position to commit to you, but since you're giving me your commitment, I'll take it for right now until I find what I truly want. Or sometimes they're in other relationships and they're not willing to leave that relationship to be with you, but you make them feel so good, whatever they feel like they're missing in their relationship, they'll of course will hold on to you, because who wouldn't want their cake and eat it too if you're allowing it? You know, it's so many reasons. So don't just, you know, give all your apples away to this one person, putting all your eggs in one basket with just one person if it's not moving that way. And especially if it's been 6 months or longer and they're not talking about commitment, or when you bring up commitment, they're like, well, I'm really just still trying to work on getting my life together, or I'm trying to, you know, right now I'm not in a rush to be in a relationship. If that's what it's supposed to be, that's what it would be. If you feel like you don't want to wait no more, you can move on. Like, if they start saying things like that, those are real big red flags that they're just going to, if you continue to stay in that situation and continue to have high hopes in that situation, that's just a big, huge red flag that more than likely you'll be taken for granted and you'll be strung along because their mind is not on the same thing as yours. And they could be being honest. Maybe they really do feel like, let me, you know, get my life together. Maybe they have things going on personally. Maybe they have kids. They're single parents and they're trying to get their kids straight before they worry about bringing a man into their home. Like, that could be reasonable and realistic reasons, but it's not going to make you feel good to just sit around and wait. So let's say that you're like, I'm understanding, I will wait. And then you wait, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 years go by, and you're still in that position, and that person is still with the same excuses, or they're dating other people and they're trying to figure it out because they don't want to lose you guys' friendship, and because you built a friendship with this person, and then they feel like they can put you on the shelf anytime and take you off when they want to. That's kind of the image of yourself that you built into their life without even knowing it. Just by being a good person, just by showing them that you care about them, they feel like, well, it's okay to put you down for a second because I know that you'll still be there, so I can still do whatever I'm doing over here, so I figure it out. And yet, what, you know, that could never come for you. They could just want to just really just be friends with you, and they may feel that they would love to be with you, but they could also, you know, internally know, like, well, I also like this position. I like that he or she is always there when I need them to be. And, you know, maybe they know that they're not good people, you know, but you see something great in them, but they feel like if I get with them and then I mess up, I'm going to lose my friend and my lover. So they're like, it's safer to keep this person as my friend, but they're not going to tell you that because they know that you're going to want to leave. Like, pay attention, and we have to be wise enough for ourselves, men and women. We have to be wise for ourselves. And if we're in a situation where we really like somebody and we're talking to somebody and we think it's going somewhere, but all the signs are there that it's not going anywhere, especially if it's been 6 months, because a person knows within at least the first few dates if they want to be with you, if they will be willing to commit to you. And that's the truth. So if it's been 6 months, I'll give you 6 months. If it's been 6 months and they still, you know, they're still on the fence and they still don't know, and they still have all this other stuff to do, or they still don't know if they want to leave their partner, if they still don't know, you know, they're trying to choose between you and other people, and they don't know who to choose because you offer the great stuff, but the other people may be offering more, or more of what they want. Maybe it's more negative than what you're willing to offer. Maybe it's toxicity. They may be still attracted and drawn to toxicity, and you're maybe a humble person, a sweetheart, and things like that, and they're just not attracted to that yet because they're not in that phase of their life yet. Like, you just don't know. But all I'm saying to you is that you have to make the decision to say, you know, I don't even have to threaten you. I don't have to say anything to you. This is how I feel. And how I feel is that I no longer want to continue going down this path if you don't want to, and just venture out. Start dating other people. Keep your options open as well. You don't have to say it, try to make them jealous, none of that. You can just say, you know, in your mind, to yourself, to God, to the universe, that, hey, I'm open to whoever else is out there for me. And if this person's meant for me, then we will be. But if not, you know, I waited long enough. I'm not going to continue to put my life on hold because you don't know. You don't know what the future holds for you and that person. And you don't know if by the time that they come around, even if it's a year later and they're like, okay, I'm ready, by that time, you may have changed. You know, nobody wants to feel like there's just some trophy on somebody's shelf or some toy, and then when you're ready, you can pick me up. You know, like, that's not the way the things work. You know, you can be hot and heavy for somebody for a long time, but eventually that's going to die down. And don't let nobody make you feel bad for that. Because if you know you waited, you tried, you giving them everything, you shown them that you like them, you were there, you were trying, and they just wasn't trying to meet you halfway. That's their loss, not yours. And I think, you know, for me, during the time that I went through that, I was just putting myself in their shoes and thinking for some reason, like, because I know myself and I know what I was willing to give, and I know the life that I had envisioned and the promises that we made to each other and things like that, I was like, I felt bad because I didn't want them to lose the gift that I was trying to give them. I didn't want them to lose me because I know that I am a gift. And I know what I have to offer is far beyond, more precious than, you know, just an average, just jump in a relationship, not knowing nobody, or dealing with people who don't truly care about you. They're more about themselves. I just know the love that I have. And I know that about myself. And so that's why I didn't allow myself to settle or do things that I didn't want to do, because I know myself and I know what I have to offer. But in that case, I was more so putting myself in that person's shoes, like, well, don't lose me, you know? And then I had to realize, like, why am I trying to feel bad for you for losing me? That's your loss. You know, that's your loss. I tried the best I can. I've been a good person to you. I've been honest. I've been open. I've been patient. And if something so happens to come along and things, you know, turn around and someone meets me at the same vibration that I'm at, and I happen to move on or get married to somebody else, that's your loss. That's not mine. And I was making myself feel bad for having those thoughts. And so if you're in that same situation, baby girl, baby boy, please don't, because you only can do so much, and you are so much more worthy than sitting back waiting on the bench for somebody to choose you to play with while they're having fun, doing whatever they want to do, whatever it is, whether it's working, being with somebody else, partying, clubbing, drinking, whatever they're doing. That's more important to you, that's more important than them getting into a relationship with you or trying to commit to you or trying to build something real with you. Then you're more important than that. Why would you sit back and just watch it and then just hope every time that they come close to the bench they're about to pick you up, but they pick somebody else, or they just take a quick break and then they're back in the game doing whatever they were doing again that was more important than you? You know, you could be a dime, but if somebody doesn't have eyes to see that, and all they're used to is pennies, they think that that penny is more valuable than that dime, because that's all they're used to. And you may intimidate them, not in a way like some women like to say, oh, I intimidate men, not like that, but just like you may intimidate them because they may not trust you. They may feel like you're too good to be true, or they may feel like they don't have the capacity to love you the way that they know that you deserve to be loved. So they don't want a chance messing things up with you. So sometimes it's just like that. It's not always about, oh, it's like, I'm not good enough, because I started doing that too. Like, am I not pretty enough? Am I not, is my skin tone, I got too much melanin in my skin? You know, am I too tall? Am I too skinny? Like, what is it? Like, I start tearing myself apart. Then I had to rewind. I done too much work on myself to have those thoughts at any time. And I had to get myself together. I had to let God to come down with his switch and get me back in order, because I was tripping. Because I was just so emotionally entangled into this one person and believing all the words and being stuck on all the words. And it was, you know, it was actions as well, you know, showing me that they cared and things like that as well. But I was just so caught up in the, you know, and not looking at the bigger picture, which was that we were at a standstill. And no matter what, I couldn't change that. And I started thinking of ways to change me, even though I already knew, you know, I have a lot to offer. But for some reason, I just kept on trying to nitpick at myself. So don't let that be you. You know that you are precious and you deserve somebody who is sure about you and who is ready for what you're ready for. And it's okay if they're not. Just know that you do not need to stick around and just wait. If it's meant for them to be the person, your person, they'll come back. They always will. And they'll be ready when they come back. And if they're not, then you'll leave them again. You know, but we don't know how long we have on earth. And time goes so fast. Before you know it, you'll be 10 years older in the blink of an eye. So don't just wait. Don't just wait, and allow other people to come into your lives too. And then if someone else catches your eye and they make you feel just as special or more special than that person did, then go for it. Because you deserve love too. You deserve to be happy too. You don't try to be with somebody just for their happiness. Keep that in mind. You're precious and you deserve to be loved. You are lovable. But you let me know what you think in the comment box below. Let me know your experiences if you've been through something like this. Of course, you don't have to go into detail, but just help somebody else out. You know, someone's always reading your messages, including myself. So we're not here to judge, and we're not here to tear anybody down. We're just here to offer loving words and have understanding and to learn from it, because, you know, we all go through something that we can teach somebody else about so that they can hopefully avoid making the same mistakes you did. So let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going, and we'll talk next time. Bye.